Hey, She Slayers, and welcome to another episode of She Slays a Day podcast. I am your host, Dr. Lauren Brunswick, and by clicking on this episode, you probably noticed that it is part one of a two-part series again. So just one of the things we are playing with the podcast, you probably have noticed this is the first or the second two-parter in like 2.5 months. Just anytime I tend to go closer to an hour 15 or an hour 20 with the guests, we're breaking it up. So just kind of breaking them up into smaller. I mean, they're still going to be like 45-minute long episodes. I do not know how these people do 20-minute episodes. Like, do you not have more questions? I can't. I would love to. Do you know how much shorter that is in my life? But they're just not as good. They're not as good. I interviewed this morning a real estate guy, and afterwards I was like, all right, I'm going to Costco after this. Let's maybe this will only be like a 40-minute episode. I couldn't. I had to cut it off. I had so many questions. We didn't even talk about tax strategy. It's a really good episode. It's going to be coming in 2 weeks, I think. So let me know. Let me know how you feel about the shorter ones, or if you just like them all. I know it like makes you wait, which is hard. We don't like delayed gratification, but maybe you like the success of like, I listened to that one. I don't know. I probably won't take your advice. Like if you say you don't like it, I'll probably do whatever I want to do anyways. So one of the things I committed to this year was attempting a solo once a month. And for the solos, I'm definitely trying to keep it to like a half hour. I don't know that I've done a great job of it. I think I've done a decent job of keeping them to a half hour. I think so. But I think I've only done like 5 solos. Or maybe more. Somebody count them up. So there's one more coming in December. I have a couple different ideas. If you know like a topic you want to hear, reach out. But I have a couple ideas of where, December is such like a feely month. We've got the best ofs coming. Kirby and I will record we always do like a Christmassy, like feel good themed one. So we got so many fun things happening. So many fun things. One thing, I was listening to Joe Rogan on my way back from Costco, and this wasn't even like a major topic of discussion, but it really stuck in my head. He was talking to some comedian and he phrased it like, you can't like be upset about your haters because they basically form this entire section of your marketing, like your marketing plan. And he just moved on. Like he didn't like dwell on that and like really go in, but it really was an interesting thing. I know a lot of us don't deal with haters. Okay, right? We own our clinic. If we get like one bad Google review a year, we're like shook. But it's just an interesting way. So many of us are afraid to do something online or be more boisterous about our health opinions on our clinic's social media or whatever it is, because we're just always wanting to be liked so much. And it's become so obvious the more that I train people how to like get attraction online in an authentic way, not in a gross way, of just continuing to be that beige vanilla and like making sure that everybody likes you is really doing you no good, because the people who truly want to like you and believe it, like are looking for you, can't find you because you're just so worried. So if you're somebody who is dealing with recovering of needing everybody to like you, like myself, that was a cool way to think about it, of like, oh, they're like a whole part of my marketing plan. So look for 2026 to be more disruptive. No, just kidding. I don't even know what I'd be disruptive about. Actually, yeah, I do. But we don't have time for that today. Maybe I'll save it for the solo. So part 1 today, I have Dr. Ryan Rieder on. He's been on before. I don't remember what podcast episode it was. It was like a year and a half ago. But it was really good. And he always brings so much knowledge to running a practice and like advertising a practice, retention, reactivation. you're in for a good business foundations episode. So he is the founder of DC Practice Growth and the New Patient Avalanche System, owned and operated 8 offices with over 100 team members that serve thousands of clients every week. His marketing strategies brought over 10,000 new patients for his offices in 2018 alone and $7 million worth of revenue. He now helps chiropractors all over the world grow their practices with his tried and tested strategies. His chiropractic marketing book is a #1 bestseller on Amazon and has sold thousands of copies worldwide, growing practices across the globe. I have one of his more recent books on retention and reactivation, and really good. Just, I feel like he does such a good job of taking 2025 principles and applying them to just core truths about human psychology and human behavior. Oh, we get really into human behavior, but I don't think it's until part 2. Part 2 is going to be good. Okay, let's pray and let's get into it. Dear God, thank you so much for the conversations that we continue to have on this podcast. Bless the audience as they are looking to reflect as we're entering this season of gratitude. We reflect on our year. One of the most meaningful books I've read this year is the Bible, of course, God, right? Second most meaningful book was Gap vs. Gain. As I am approaching 40 and you just continue in therapy and you just continue to see all of these ways that we are self-torturing ourselves. It is a reminder of your grace, that how much you love us and you want our effort, but you do not want us to be striving for others' attention and feel the need to earn it. In your name we pray. Amen. Okay. Without further ado, here is my conversation with Dr. Ryan Rieder, part 1. We're talking about AI. It's like AI month again. We get these themes happening. All right, enjoy. This is it. Hello, welcome back, Ryan. We love you. We missed you. So this year has been wild. There was something that clicked last year. I was just like making a measly 300 to 400K a year with this silly little personal brand thing. And there was something that kind of clicked last year that was like, this is more what I'm passionate about. Like I was just kind of continuing to love this more. And I will not say the word burnt out because I've been burnt out in practice before. And this wasn't that. It's just like I was ready to evolve as an entrepreneur. Like I'm assuming you can really resonate with that, where it's like, I still love adjusting. Like I was just talking to my clinic director yesterday and I was like, I don't foresee a near future where I'm not adjusting at least 1 shift a week. Because when I think about 0 shifts, I think about Justina and I think about Tammy and I think about these people that I'm like, oh, no. How am I going to like have my girl time catch up with them? But I'm just bored with a lot of the problems that are continually like, it's just monotonous. It's monotonous over there and it's constantly solving like, how are we getting new patients? But how are we getting new patients in 2025? Because how you got them in 2024, that shit broke. That don't work no more. And how are we continually trying to bring patients back in? And how are we, and this employee is amazing and they love us, but it's not working with the after school time and their kids and they're missing too much family time. And so they need to quit and find a different job that's 8 to noon and has full health care. And it's just like, I'm just kind of sick of those problems.
Yeah, and it's hard for us. It's going to be it's interesting. We're going to go into it today, I'm sure. But I've been dealing with this. I wrote a whole 13-page white paper on this the AI hesitancy within the profession.
Within chiropractic.
Yeah, within chiropractic.
We're hesitant about a lot of shit. Like it's not.
I guess. Have you familiar with that early adopters laggard?
I've heard about I know what the term early adopter is. I am not one. Kirby is like, no, I need everybody to be telling me that this is cool and then I'll do it. So like we've reached that with AI, right? Like it's like, oh,
well,
okay.
I don't know if we have. I'll tell you in specifically, which we'll get into in a moment. But in
no,
one particular
do it now. This is recording. Cool. This is the podcast. Do it now.
So I guess there's been it's been an interesting year for me. I probably have never been so slow in kind of launching new products and things like that because I guess I've always been okay and pretty good at whether it's speaking, promoting, and then you said it's like the same old stuff, whether it's and even in the profession, and anyone listening to this will speak frankly about it, is whether it's the day one, day two course, or the this course or the that course, the same
Dinner with a talk, or yeah.
the same problems really still persist, and so I kind of set out in the last year. I moved to America, and so priority was getting the family all settled, and then um and then it was really like, okay, what have I traditionally seen two of the biggest problems being that I've dealt with? Running 8 offices, and then and it kind of two things came up for me. Was one was we go to a course or we have an associate, they learn scripts, processes, procedures, but we're the only profession. I wouldn't say the only profession. I'd just say there's this weird thing that no one talks about, which is how do you get good at throwing? How you get good at throwing free throws? Free throws. You throw a lot of them, like over and over and over, like every day. I mean, who's the Kirby can probably chime in there in a moment, but the leading 3-pointer of all time. I'm going to show my ignorance here from American sport.
Steph Curry.
Yeah, he is it.
I did, just so the audience knows, I did not know that. Kirby chimed in. Just so we're clear, the throw the ball in the basket thing.
That's it. But I think, Lauren, Kirby can chime in here too. I think it's like 500 to 1,000 a day he throws for his whole life. It's something like it. Every day. He's the best of all time for a reason. Every day of his life, 500 free throws every day, for 20 years, and then there's some great day one, day two trainers, and there's some great sales trainers, but like we finish the course, and then I don't care what anyone says, there's no way around it. You just got to learn the damn process process. And then, when we have an associate, I had 30, is the reason I had 30 at any one time for 10 years. We didn't do that, but it was boring to the role play. I mean, I was the owner. You sit with an associate and do role play every single day, like you're supposed to. You want to shoot yourself on the head.
Yeah.
And then the other thing we should be doing is observing them doing day one, day twos, and we don't do that either. This is me too, So that was one problem I set about to solve, and then the other one was being deep on Go High Level, and we have an agency, and we're generating 10,000 leads for chiropractors a month, and the same old thing of leads coming in for chiropractors, nobody phoning the lead. I can tell you all the stats on that in a moment. It's way worse than you think it is. And I was like, okay, how do I solve those two problems? That was my year. How do I solve those two problems? And it almost drove me to drink. It was so hard, and it's been
You should have drank. It's great.
I know. I had a couple. It was a couple episodes, but I just So I'll dive into that a little bit. But I think more from a learning perspective for the audience. I'll probably start with the telephone thing first. It's just been irritating for me that I've been driving all these leads for chiropractors and then no one's following up with them. So I set out to solve that, and inadvertently saw the massive holes in practices right now because you said it. We spend all this money on marketing. We do SEO, we do websites, we do Facebook ads, we do Google ads, and everything in between, and then we don't answer the phone. So that's the first thing that I discovered. So in dentistry, independent research, 32% of all calls in working hours don't get answered.
32%.
1 in 3. So
but then we're telling our front desk, like, the person in front of you is the most important, and they should feel that. And
Totally.
It's like, so are you, I mean, AI, I'm so excited for an AI agent answering.
I'll tell you about that now.
Are you using one?
Oh my gosh, we're deep on it now. So we've got all the stats. So it's been 12 months.
I actually don't understand what it really is. So this is not a VA.
No, this is a voice agent.
This is a VA.
Commonplace. And we've tried so many systems, and we went beta on 20 practices. So I finally got the data points on it. But what's interesting for me, Lauren, was I failed in one thing, but succeeded in another thing. So I set out to solve the problem of chiropractors not phoning their leads. Solved it. So you got to phone a lead within 60 seconds, and you got to phone them twice a day for 7 days. Now,
jeez, holy shit!
So he has the stats on it. Work,
and these are people. Just so everyone's following along, these are people who clicked a link or clicked an ad that said, "Would you like to be a new patient?" And they were like, "Yep." And then they don't answer their phone. And we've had this. We've had this. Like, we have an ad that's going crazy right now. We did a really funny one because we were working with an agency, and they were good. But it was just a lot of the like families of Barron County, la, 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 and so we're just like, okay, we need a new thing. And so we just did a funny ad and with a promotion, and it's working better than anything we've done in a long time. But I was talking to my front desk yesterday, and I was like, okay, so I'm seeing like daily these leads coming in, and they're like, we're calling them, but we're only getting probably 40 to 50% of them on the schedule. They just don't call us back. And
No, no. I would say, first of all, if you're remotely getting close to 40%, you are in the top 0.001% of practices.
Really?
I'll take, there's one of the biggest telemarketing businesses in chiropractic that have humans do it. They are very open about it. They book at 5%.
5%?
5%.
That doesn't work for me. Like, there's 9,000 people in my town. Like,
I just
this
jumped off a
doesn't
call.
work.
I jumped off a call with another really, really successful marketing agency in the States yesterday. You know, we're good friends, like competition, but amazing guy. And I was like, what are your practices booking at? And he was like, 5 to 10 at best, 5 to 10 at best. So 5 to 10 at best. Yeah. So here's what's interesting. I think what you have kind of inadvertently spoken about here is this idea of quality of lead. If it's such a stupid conversation in one way, and it's such an important conversation in another way. The important thing is you do not get to have, you cannot say to someone, I want fast leads yesterday, tomorrow, and expect to be good quality without creating organic content, which is your space, right?
Right.
So like, this is like, you create quality. You cannot say to any agency, me or anyone, hey, I want to do a $37 ad and I want all those leads, by the way, to be amazing. That is not a thing. It's like, we have to stop that. You cannot have the quality of the lead is directly proportionate to, if you want speed and low cost per leads, you're going to have to play that game of, and then that's sometimes going to be a lucrative game. But then if you want to play Lauren's game, which is quality content, value, etc., that then gets 40% booking rates of leads, and that gets quality. So you can't have your cake and eat it. It's like,
but I also have a front desk that's like annoyed as heck and not following up multiple times with the 60%, like at all. So, and that's not their fault. It's just
it's difficult.
Unrealistic.
So it is. So the Harvard study, if you do not phone a lead within 60 seconds, you're at least 391%. Well, if you phone a lead within 60 seconds, you're 391% more chance of booking them. 391%.
Okay. I just want to say, so I did this when I interviewed, I got really creeped out when I interviewed somebody on LinkedIn. I'm not a LinkedIn person. Are you a LinkedIn person? You seem like you'd be a LinkedIn person.
No, really.
The culture on LinkedIn is wild. And so you should go listen to it because it's funny. But if I clicked on an ad and somebody called me within 60 seconds, I'd be creeped out. I'd be like, ew, that's too soon. Like,
yeah. But if you opt into an ad and you go like, hey, I want an appointment.
So if I am going to a dentist's website and I click request appointment and my phone rings 60 seconds later, I'm acknowledging I may be a weirdo. I'm creeped out. But you know what I think it is? I think I know too much insider baseball. So I think that I know. Do you know what that term means?
Yeah.
I know how much tech and this and like intention and strategy that now game sees game. And so it's like, oh, okay. So I might, as a customer, be a little creeped out. But as a business owner, I might be like, okay, but like, how'd you do that? How did you do that? So I think there's a little bit of a difference there, right? So like most customers have no idea. They're just like, oh my God, they're calling me already. How cool is that? So 99.9% of people are probably in that bucket. I'm just in the like, you creep. What just happened on the internet that I clicked this button and you are calling me so fast?
Well, I'm in the creep bucket where I want to answer it all. I don't care. So here's the stats. 45% of all the calls, even in 60 seconds, this is over thousands of data points.
They don't answer because
No.
they're creeped out.
So that's the stat. That's the study.
Yep.
45% don't answer within, even if you make it in 60 seconds, right? So then you and we're playing all the time. We're playing all the time. We're going through this whole process. So here's the best. Here's the best that you're going to achieve with like stock standard ad, cold lead, and you're going to book. If you can book between 20 and 30%, you are in the top 1%. We've got some of our practices booking at 40, 50%, more in rural areas. If you do an ad in New York City, Miami, Chicago, you're in Dallas, if you can, you're going to be booking at, and anyone who's listened to this, who's done Facebook ads and tried to follow the leads, is nodding their head right now, going, "If we're honest, we're not booking above 10%. That's just the norm. Doesn't matter what it is, that's just the norm." So I set out to solve that, and it was an interesting journey for me. And now we've got this awesome AI agent. And here's the other thing that we found out is, I'll give you the stats. So if we secret shop 60 practices and we opted into the ads, 82% didn't call us back in an hour. 82%.
Oh, I mean, our clinic would have been in that. We'd have been like, hey, it's Monday. We're getting back to you. You still want to come in?
62% didn't call us back within 24 hours. 57% didn't call us back in 7 days.
Ooh, how many percent? 7 days?
7 days, 57% of the 60 practices we secret shopped exact. And do you know that some of them weren't doing Facebook ads? And do you know what we did? We opted on the website and literally in the contact form said, "Hey, I really want an appointment. Please phone me back." 57% of practices didn't follow up with a lead in 7 days. And I know there's someone thinking, not us. I will happily do a secret shopper of your
I will
practice.
secret shop the shit out of your clinic.
So I've got loads of funny stories about this because I'm dealing with this like AI hasn't. So that's the first thing. So we've been on this deep path. We believe our AI voice. I've tried so many systems, and the voice is incredible now. And so is AI ready? That's the one thing we've been like.
Okay, so it's not like somebody from the Philippines, because like honestly, so I know within 2026 we will have an AI phone thing, agent, whatever. And I do think so. And this could be a lie. This could be a narrative I'm telling myself, but like in rural Wisconsin, I think it might take just a couple months, maybe like a quarter to 6 months longer than, maybe somebody in Dallas of like, oh, I called this chiropractor and I'm talking to an AI robot. Like, so I don't think I'm crazy in thinking that. Like, I'm excited to do it, but I'm just kind of like, I think that I'm going to skip over the VA, and again, well, here's the thing.
I agree.
Okay.
You mean the human
If
being
I
VA?
were in Dallas, I would not be worried about a person with a Spanish accent, like somebody from Honduras or Spain or anything like that. I would not be worried about somebody with an accent. Honestly, even if I was in Chicago or New York, I wouldn't be worried about somebody with an accent handling that. But I guarantee you, my staff who, the demographics of like, I don't need to say them out loud of what the demographics are up here, but like, they would be like, oh, our rural community is gonna be they're not gonna like that somebody from Egypt, Vietnam, Italy, Portugal is not, like what Hawaii doesn't matter. Like our staff is gonna be like, they want a real person. They want us.
Yeah, I think. And by the way, like I'm a chiropractor, so it was interesting for me going through the journey, and then, but here's the thing that blows my mind. Okay, so much of this is a moot point. All of this is a moot point because
AI agents are going to be here so fast. Yes.
Well, already it's changing, but the other thing, it's all irrelevant. What's the stats say? It's all irrelevant. So what I mean by that is, story. Lady. So we set out to sell outbound, and then thought inbound would be like a nice bonus. Anyway, and so we launched a couple of practices, unbeknownst to me, just went, screw it, I'm going inbound and outbound 24/7. So
what do you mean by that? Wait, you need to...
AI is taking over every phone call.
Oh, okay.
Everyone.
Oh, So
Every phone
you
call.
okay.
Now, my preference was to say to a customer, 20 to 30 practices, we went live with AI. Hey, I'm with you. Let's make sure that your team answers the call during working hours because I think
Right.
that's the best thing to do.
Right.
Yeah. But they're not answering. 44% of the calls are going unanswered anyway. So then you're like, okay, so what's the worst sin here? The worst sin in a business is not answer the damn phone. That's the worst sin. So I'll give you all the stats on this in a moment too. So then I was like, true story, hey, I didn't know. So 2 or 3 practices just were like, we're so short staffed. Oh my gosh, please help us. We're just going inbound 24/7. And we got these data points. So it was just outrageous. So one of the practices got 211, 211 inbound calls. Yeah, 244 calls handled by AI. They've gone AI 24/7, right? Even during working hours. 61 new patients were booked, 99% answer rate. It's actually 100%, but 1 week was 97, 3 weeks were 100% answer rate. Okay, that in itself is like, so these are stats. 55% of the calls were non-new patient, 55 to 60% of the calls were like non-new patient calls. I've got a theory on that in a moment. Talk time handled by AI just for inbound was 12 hours. 12 hours of talk time on the AI voice. 6 hours and 43 minutes was just new patients. Average talk time per new patient booking was 8 minutes. So if you take 61 new patients times 8 minutes, that's where you get your 6 hours and 12 hours from. And now you start asking your question of your CAs, depending on the scale of your practice, them being in front of you said it in the beginning of the podcast, them being able to serve, get Mrs. Smith's husband in, be present, and not trying to book a new patient, if you will, during the middle of a shift. What's the ROI on that?
Right. Okay, so I need to know, like, I'm so behind, like, I haven't experienced an AI call. So, okay. So they took over all inbound and outbound calls. Okay. So outbound calls are, hey, you missed your
Leads?
appointment. Oh,
No,
yeah.
leads.
Yeah,
Leads.
leads,
So,
leads.
so let
Okay,
me
so what would
yeah, the distinction.
yeah,
Distinction for outbound
duh.
is just kind of lead gen right now. So not we've got 2 admin tasks it's doing, which we tested this month, which has been fantastic, which I'll tell you about now. But it's just like leads. Okay, leads come in on Facebook, whatever. It phones and books them
So I
anytime.
clicked an ad, and within 60 seconds, this is calling me.
Yes.
And you said the voice is normal, but like obviously we can tell we're talking to AI, right? Like, do they announce that they're AI?
Okay, so we have a setting for that and so the key for AI is your onboarding. So first of all, it took me 12 months to get this right, but the onboarding form is everything because we need to find out from you, okay, what are your opening hours? Do you adjust in the first visit? Do you not adjust in the first visit? We
Mhm.
only do this for chiropractors, right? So
Yeah.
first of all, so do you adjust in the first visit? Do you have x-rays? Do you charge for x-rays? Do you not charge for x-rays? Do you what other therapies do you have in the practice? Just it's an in-depth onboarding form, but it's like training your CA once and
Right.
you get it every single time.
Right.
So that's the first step of it, right? So it follows up with leads that come in, and then inbound. By the way, I'm not the only service for this. Of course, I don't want to talk. It's not my service. This is just talking about, hey, are we ready to do this in practices? And it's like a tug on my heartstrings too. Anyway, so that's outbound. Inbound is it answers every single phone call that comes into the practice. Now, me and another market leader, there's a few people doing it,
Hold
whether
up.
it's
We need to go to outbound. I need to understand this more because like so I just clicked an ad and an AI agent calls me. Are they saying like, "Hi Lauren, I'm calling from Smith Chiropractic. I'm an AI agent. I see that you clicked an ad to start as a new patient or whatever." Like, are they kind of like, is that like the
no,
hello?
we're not doing that now. When you hear the voice, you're gonna understand why. Some of the practices have
I want to hear
said,
the
"Hey,
voice. Can we make it
I
happen?
could." Well, if you go to receptionai.net, you'll be able to listen to recordings. Receptionai.net. Okay, so yeah, that's the first thing about it. We've got a few recordings on there. A few of the practices want that, but here's the argument I have: is it comes in a story. It comes in the form of a story. So AI gets launched in a practice. AI books a patient 9 o'clock at night on a Saturday night. Yeah. Client phones me and says, first of all, hey, I've listened to all the recordings. On that particular recording, it mispronounced the surname. Bit cringe. I don't love it.
It mispronounced the survey.
The surname.
Oh, the surname, the last name.
Last name.
Well, I mean,
But here's the dichotomy we should all understand exists. So first of all, would you think if a CA picks up the call at 9 o'clock on a Saturday night, would you say they're awesome, or would you say they're performing terribly? You'd be like,
if a CA picks up a call, I would
and book someone at 9 o'clock at night on a Saturday.
Yeah.
You'd be like, rock star, thank you so much,
absolutely.
amazing. Point one, new patient booked. Point two is if you're paying that CA $1 to $1.50 an hour, would you even remotely care? If the surname is not, so there are challenges with AI, but it's a particular surname that there's no telling, Lauryn, if me and you would have got it right. Okay.
Right.
So let me just put it that way.
You say my last name right now, Ryan. What's my last
Yeah,
name?
good luck. Brunslick.
It's not. No, it's Brunslick. Yeah.
Okay. Point exactly. So go back to the story. So I said, a good friend of mine says, I'm not sure it's ready. I don't know if I want to go live. I phoned the practice 10 times the next day. How many times did they answer?
4.
Zero. During working hours and after working hours, they answered 0. So anything after you answered 0 is moot point. It's a moot point. It booked the patient. There's no point discussing, and I get it. So I've coined this pronunciation over performance. That's the first bias. We would rather have a perfectly pronounced AI human that doesn't pick up the phone. I swear to God, literally, these are the conversations I'm having. But the human would have pronounced it better. Next part of the story is, have you ever?
Well, I think
wait. Have you ever? I want to ask, just finish it, and then I'll let you. Just next part is, have you ever listened to your own CA's call recordings?
Exactly. No. And so I think the underlying thing that doc wasn't saying was that I don't know that my clinic is ready for this, is there is more grace given in our minds. The consumer is going, and this is a narrative that we're maybe holding.
Yeah.
That, well, if my Nancy at the front desk mispronounced the last name or the surname,
yes,
my narrative is that patient would be like, oh, it's actually this, no big deal.
Yes.
But my narrative is that we already have an AI agent, and I'm a little embarrassed and uncomfortable about that. And so the future patient isn't going to give the grace to this AI. It's almost like they're already mad at us that they're not talking to a real human. And then the AI agent isn't perfect. And so it's like, and so it's the underlying concern of, okay, I can start getting ready, but when do we think society is going to be ready? And honestly, I think it's going to happen so freaking fast.
Yeah.
It's because here's what's going to happen. So, and this is what I'm like telling myself of like, oh, in a small town, but guess what we have in a small town? We have Amazon, we have Walmart, we have big industry. And if I think that Amazon is going to go, because listen, have you tried calling Amazon customer service? It's horrendous. It's horrendous. Let's just say they're not Americans. They do and it is just like the comprehension is terrible. So Amazon, will you please adopt an AI agent? Because I guarantee you that customer service experience is going to be so much better. So the thing is as soon as AI does it, it's not like Amazon's going to be like, okay, we're only going to roll out AI agents to the bigger towns because we think that like small towns, they're just not going to be ready for it. They don't give a fuck. They're going to apply it across the board. So, and that is going to happen any day. any day. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if by the time this episode
Yeah,
airs, if
totally.
Amazon is using AI agents. So as soon as that happens, correct. If somebody in my little town of 9,000 people calls, a grocery store, a restaurant, a dentist, a chiropractor, Amazon, you know, whatever. If they make 10 calls that day, maybe only 2 of them will be an AI because it's like Walmart and Amazon. And maybe they will be like, "Oh, the chiropractor has adopted AI," but it's not going to be the first time they've experienced it. They'll
Yeah,
be
that's
like, "Oh," it's not like they're going to be like, "Oh, yeah, this isn't the first time I've talked to an AI agent. I had to call," like, type of thing. You'll be an early adopter probably. Like, do I think that the dentists and the vets will be jumping on this in my town anytime soon? Probably not. But again, I'm not going to be the first exposure to them. They'll be like, "Yep, this is the way of the world." Calling the hospital about the bill, I bet you they'll get an AI agent. Like, so I say, "Oh, I think we'll be behind," but like ultimately, not really. Not really.
well, but I mean, I just think it's hard for anyone listening to this. Other thing is like, we've all grown, we've got this, we've got confirmation bias. We grew up in a time, Lauren, me and you, where all we ever did was all we ever did was train our CAs. We drilled them and hard and stats and all that. But I think the interesting thing for me has been, I promise you, this was a mistake. I didn't mean to solve inbound. And then when I saw the stats speak for themselves. But what's interesting is, so there's a couple. Okay, so let's talk about the compromises. Compromises are, it's yeah, there's going to be some people are going to be like, is this AI? And they ask on the recordings that actually one of the recordings on the thing is the guy says, can I just ask a question? Is this AI? And then it says, yes, I'm the virtual assistant for the practice. If you'd like to speak to one any time, I can arrange that. Okay. Now there's also something called a hot transfer. So yeah. So you can go answer, hey, it's Ryan's, voice agent. Thanks
So
for.
that's how they announce themselves. They would say like, "This is Smith Chiropractic's voice agent."
You can, but we don't.
Okay.
We just go, hey, I'm
Oh,
phoning from chiropractic practice, and 95% don't say a thing.
don't even realize. Yeah.
No. No, and if they do, they don't say anything. But one person did, and it actually we included it as one of the recordings. It's so interesting dialogue. He at the end of the call, he says, "Hey, do you mind if you could share with me who developed this technology? I want it for my business. I swear." I swear.
Exactly. That's exactly where I was saying. Like, if I called a dentist or if I clicked a thing on a dentist and they were like, "I got a thing within 60 seconds," I'd be like creeped out. But then I'd be like, "But wait a minute.
How
What?
did you do this?
How'd you do this? Like, what service is this?" Like,
Yeah, so there's a couple of compromises. So one is that another compromise, Lauren, is AI can't take payment on the phone. So if you wanted to take, prepay for appointments, that's a compromise. But then if you look at 100 leads, let's say 30 of them are booking. So our prompt on the AI is, great, you're all booked. If someone wants this, by the way, some of the practices want prepayment. So then the prompt on it is, I'm going to send you a link, and somebody will, or somebody will phone you after this booking just to confirm the payment. So then a human phones up. So that still we still need a good team to do that. If you really want, and that's a compromise that some people, it might be too much of a compromise for some people. They're like, hey, no, I want everyone paying before they come in. If that's you, AI is you're gonna struggle with that, because even when you send them the link, I mean, they don't really click on
so
the
is
link and
that like
pay.
a legal thing, or why AI can't take? We're not giving the robots our credit cards yet, huh?
Yeah, because I mean, think of the scams. Think of the scams that could happen. You could clone your voice, get it to phone your mom and or dad or parent, and go, hey, it's
Wasn't that
Lauren.
already happening? Well, that's why we're not allowed to. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's my understanding of it right now, from that perspective. And then it's how much flexibility do we give patients to cancel or reschedule? Some of the systems in our space in chiropractic, they'll allow the AI to reschedule an appointment, and there has to be an API built, and that's quite a challenge for a lot of the EHRs. And then some of them are like, it can
You're talking
reschedule.
too fast.
Sorry,
What?
it can reschedule,
Okay, so if you want to reschedule, you
but
need
it
an
can't cancel.
API with your EHR.
Oh, okay. Let me take it back. Let me
I
take a
know what
back step.
EHR means.
Okay, so let me take a back step. So if you use a voice agent, we still need it to be able to speak to your EHR.
Yes. Got it.
So we link the two using something called an API, which means that the voice agent can look directly into your calendar and see that Lauren's got availability at 3 p.m. on Thursday. So it's like, hey, does 3 p.m. on Thursday, or does morning or afternoons suit you best? Afternoons, does 3 p.m. on Thursday or 3 p.m. on Friday suit you best? And it'll pull directly from your EHR and give them those availabilities. So there's some EHRs are nicer to work with. Some are make it more difficult. And the biggest success we've had will be with the EHRs that have allowed us API access, and then we've got a mutual benefit for the clients. We're booking them, and some have closed APIs and they don't allow you to do that, and then we can't help them.
Right.
So in those cases, what we do is we can book through high level calendar, and a lot of them sync like that. And then they just give us 10 slots a week, and we book new patients in that way.
Right.
And then we can't help them with regular appointments on an ongoing basis.
Right.
So that was my frustration for the year of solving that. And I'll probably park it there and say it's been amazing. Set out to solve outbound, have solved it as much as I think it's going to be answered, because to your point, people are not answering the phone more, they're answering the phone less. It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
And it's going to get worse because of AI. Like you said, it's like, because all of a sudden, what do we do as marketers? We find something that works and then we ruin it, and we do it too much. So the whole marketplace, I mean,
Isn't that true? Oh my God.
that's what we do. So what's going to happen is now your AI
That's
follow-up
what's happening
system.
on social media right now. That's why engagement is crap. It was just like, got all these people being like, wait, I can sell on social media? Hell yeah. I'm going to do the shit out of that. So
So
everyone's
that's
like, I
that's
need
exactly
cat videos. Stop trying to sell me stuff.
that's exactly what we do. So that's going to get worse. That's
Uh-huh.
why, I mean, I'm not. I mean, you haven't asked me to say this or whatever, but I just think if you want quality, your organic, investing in your organic stuff and great quality and branding it's going to be even become more important, because in the past it was difficult to get a chiropractor to have the skill set to actually phone a lead within 60 seconds. Now all chiropractors are going to phone the leads in 60 seconds within the next 60 days, within the next 6 months. And now that just makes it even more valuable to do something like the content that you're creating, because you're going to create real quality with that. So that's been my bugbear for the last 12 months in solving that. And it's only really clicked in the last 60 days. And we just got all these data points now, which has given me so much confidence to go. And then you asked about, so rescheduling. Some systems will allow it if the API is working. So
Hmm.
my theory is I don't want to make it easy for patients to cancel. So
Right.
the system won't allow cancellation. It'll say, "Oh, that's awesome. I'll get someone from the front desk to give you a call about that."
Right.
And
Well,
as
and then the thing is they'll just no show. So it like doesn't in our
okay,
world,
so
like if so, like and honestly, I would rather, I get it. You don't want them to be able to well, I guess we're talking about appointments or new patients.
yeah. So existing appointments, I guess you
Yeah,
don't want
so if it's
someone
an
to phone in.
existing appointment, yeah, it's like, nope, you can't cancel that. We
Well,
need
we'll just
to,
say, okay, that's awesome. I've made a note of it. Lauren will phone you
yeah.
phone you as soon as possible to reschedule that,
Hmm.
or our lead booking assistant or our clinical assistant will phone you and book you. So all of this is like customized for the practice. So that's the other compromise, or maybe good thing, is that we create a bit of a barrier there, so people can't just have free reign. Because I'm of the opinion that I don't want people to have free reign. Patients will lead you to chaos, not order. So
Yeah.
I don't even like it when people can
Patients will lead
reschedule.
you to a 9 p.m. on a Saturday appointment. Like, what do you mean? I'm not showing you. Okay, so it's so interesting. Like, you are probably the fourth guest in the last 2 months where it's just like we're talking about AI. We're talking about how this is integrating. Um, and the big thing that I see is like, even if you are like, okay, fine, this is fine. As a practice owner, there's still the time requirement to actually integrate this. Like, we've been trying to integrate something in our clinic for like 3 months. And like, because we like went down, and it's just, it And we were talking about like switching platforms and this and that, and how it's such this tech headache. And we know on the other side, when it's going smooth, it's going to be great. But the amount of time, it's I think that's probably one of the number one things, I would say even more than like, oh, I don't want an AI agent. It's just like, that sounds great. I don't have time to even figure out how to get that going.
I think so. I think, but what's changed is if the system's any good, the providers work that out. So here's what I've learned. Okay. So if you go with a specific provider in chiropractic, they've working with chiropractic practices, and we've figured out that we need to make sure we train the bot about, do you adjust in the first visit? Do you not adjust in the first visit? Like, we've kind of got it down. It's a big onboarding form, which is the key. The key is the onboarding. It sets all the parameters for the AI. So when you get the questions about, can you tell me the location? That you type that once, and it's like you've trained the CA once, and it'll be like, oh yeah, if you want to park, you can park across this parking across the road, and it's free for 60 minutes. And it comes from the knowledge base, which is, the knowledge base the most. So that takes time. But once that's set up, you will have back and forth. There will always, with tech, doesn't matter how good it is, there will always be back and forth. It's not working, it's not syncing, those slots aren't booking, it's not pulling from the system. But the key KPIs are we getting you close to 100% answer rate? And are we phoning every single lead in a timely fashion and in an acceptable amount of times, which we work out with the practice owner. That's my business is really simple. Do the basics well. Answer the phone and call the damn people that want an appointment. That's it. That's it. It's like, answer the phone and call the people that want an appointment. If we do that 100% of the time across a year, it's going to be six figures, not only in revenue that you generate, but here's the key, is that it stops you from having to hire that second or third CA. And the wages, the wage bill to man the phones 24/7 is going to be $250,000 a year if you wanted to do this thing. If you wanted a well-trained front desk person manning the phones from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night, with yeah, it's millions. And it's like under $1,000 a
Well, and the
month.
thing is like call centers. So I think this is what's happening right now. So Elise Rigney
Mm,
was on earlier this year, and she was talking about VAs, and we were talking about, and so like I think the thing that's happening, or that has really been highlighted in 2025, is the access that small businesses now have to what big businesses have been doing for a long time.
yeah,
So
correct.
like big business, like call centers are not innovative. Call centers have been happening for decades, but I couldn't afford a call center. I wouldn't need what it would cost me to have a call center. And so, like, it's just been like something where it's like, well, as a small business, of course I don't have a call center. But now with AI, it's like, well, you can have a call center. You can
Yeah.
like quite literally have a call center for $1 to $1.50 an hour. And you're like, oh, and when she was talking about VAs and just like with like social media stuff, it's like, well, I don't
Mm,
have a social media like I can't pay someone $45,000, $50,000 a year to just be focused on create, because I still have to do the ad spend. Like it's
yeah.
not like, will I spend 50,000? Of course, but like, oh my gosh, 50,000, like the average small business of like, I can't have a marketing person. I don't have a CMO. And now it's like, but you could. Now you could for like $1,200 a month. Like, and they could, and so that's what's been really, really interesting in 2025 when I have these conversations with people where it's like, this isn't, I mean, obviously AI is brand new, like, AI agents, but this isn't what it's capable of doing. Is AI is just like allowing small businesses to have all of the perks that allow a big organization to scale. Like, this is how you scale. Like, if you ask, like, well, how did that company scale? well, whatever company it is, it's like, well, they freaking answered the phone 100% of the time and got every single person, every single customer who wanted to buy their product, they followed up with them and they like rammed them on top of the head until, so like I clicked on an ad on Instagram and they called me. No, and I was like, don't call me. No, they actually did end up calling me like 3 days later. I got multiple emails, multiple texts being like, hey, like you left an empty cart, like you didn't buy it. What's like da 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 da. Like I got a phone call and I was just like, wow, this is this is what it is. Now we're gonna break it, like you said.
We're going to break
And
it. But I think from an inbound perspective, look, people are always going to be irritated with a certain level of selling. I mean, so I go to CrossFit here, and my CrossFit's moving gyms. So there's a week where I've got no one and I haven't been able to gym. So I tried F45. Anyone listening to this? So I tried F45 for the week. And I have a point in my life. I go to gym at 6 a.m. in the morning and they give you 3 free sessions. I finished my 3rd session today and there were 3 people waiting at the door for me. 3 people. It was like the door was fucking barricaded, okay?
yeah,
Like, you are not walking past me, and do you have to go? We're having a sales conversation right now. Did you enjoy
yeah.
it? How are you signing up? There's this plan, there's this plan, there's this plan. And they sat cross-armed at the door, and I was having a conversation. And I felt somewhat uncomfortable about it, and I walked out with my friend, and he was like, hey, they've got a business to run. And I was like, absolutely. I got huge value for the week. It's to be expected. So there's always going to be that level of uncomfortableness, perhaps with the outbound, but with the inbound, here's my prediction. Very, very soon, narrative's going to change. It's going to change from, oh, I can't believe they got AI, to, I can't believe I can't speak to someone at 7 p.m. on a Sunday night in this day and age.
Mm-hmm.
For
Mm-hmm.
$1.50, they won't invest $1.50 for me to book my appointment at 7 p.m. on a Sunday night. Then that, I'm telling you, and we've had it before, because in the old days it was phone, nobody answered, beep, then we got voicemails. Now people are like, I can't believe not now, but like a little bit further back, it was like, I can't believe in this day and age they don't even have a voicemail for me to leave.
Or I can't believe in this day and age, I left a voicemail and they didn't call me back.
Yes.
Like that's happening. That's happened. Like I apologize to my community because like sometimes that's happening where it's like,
Well, we all do that. Me too. So of course we all do that. So I think the narrative is going to change soon to, I can't believe in this day and age, no one can book me at 7 p.m. on a Sunday night if I want to book my appointment. That's weird. I know how
do you
acceptable.
think that people, okay, can we just have a human behavior conversation instead of talking about the AI agent for a second? So human behavior, like when I talked about like if I got that call, I'd be like, I'm not answering, and what do you predict? So like I'm just thinking about like human behavior and how we're using social media. And it's just so easy to just be like, yeah, sure, I want an appointment. And then it's like, oh, why wouldn't you answer? Like if I clicked on something and said I want an appointment and somebody called me, why wouldn't I answer? And it's like, well, why wouldn't I answer? Well, because I probably just frivolously clicked on it and thought like kicked the can. We're so like decision fatigue and content overloaded that it's like, I'll get the process started and I'll have the energy to actually complete the task later. I feel like we're so overwhelmed as a society of like this will happen of I want this book. I'll put it in the cart online. They don't have PayPal. I don't have Apple, so whatever. They don't have PayPal. Oh shoot. I just have to get my credit card. I'll do it later. I don't want to, I don't have the energy right now to get up and go get my credit card and put the numbers in. I thought I was just going to be able to complete this task in 3 presses. And I think that's going to continue to happen more and more, like more and more and more. And so then it's like, okay, what is coming? Like, what's the solution? Are we just going to have to wait until they call us? Okay, so that's where I am going to cut you off. I am so sorry. Oh, part 1 is good. I think part 2 might be even better. We completely switch what we were talking about. And we go in, I don't want to, I'm not, All right, we talk about branding a little bit, but we talk a lot about human psychology. You're going to like part 2 even more, I promise. So thank you so much. And until next week, She Slayers. Bye.